Have you ever wondered how to change the oil in your own vehicle? To be honest with you, it is the most simple thing that you'll ever be able to do to a vehicle. But yeah, most important maintenance steps for a vehicle. And so this is how you do an oil change. First of all, you have to be able to get underneath the vehicle in order to be able to locate the drain plug. The drain plug is in the bottom of the oil pan, which is holding. But it is just pulling that plug out and letting the oil drain. And then as you let the oil drain, you locate the oil filter. On some of the newer vehicles, they're actually on top inside of a canister. But on a lot of work vehicles, trucks, just the American-made vehicles, they still have the filters underneath the engine, near the oil pan. And all what you do is that they make many different tools for it. They shouldn't be super duper tight. You should be able to take them off with hand grip. But you locate the oil filter and you unscrew the oil filter and you let the oil drain out of there. Once when you've let the oil drain out of the vehicle, it is you put the oil plug back in, and then you put a new oil filter back in. It sounds absolutely simple, and it is as simple as it sounds. And so after you get the oil plug back in and the oil filter back in, you open up the hood of your vehicle, and there's an oil fill neck somewhere under the hood. It'll typically tell you whether it's a 5W30 or a 5W20 or a Dexos if it's a Chevy, or it just all totally depends on what kind of a vehicle it is. And so typically the average vehicle, gasoline vehicle, will take anywhere between 4.5 quarts and 6 quarts of oil. Some bigger trucks, gasoline trucks, may take 7, but most of them are 6 quarts of oil. You'll add typically 5 to 6 quarts of oil into the engine, and then you go inside after you put the oil into the engine. After you add the right amount of oil into the engine, then you put the oil cap back on, and then you go inside and you got to reset the oil life reset. It varies on each and every vehicle. Sometimes you could do it right there on the steering wheel. Sometimes you had to do it by holding down the gas and the brake at the same time. Sometimes it's pressing the gas pedal 3 times with it just in the run position but not started. And so it all totally depends. It's very easy to do. If you look it up, it'll let you know exactly how it is. And so many of us may think that oil change. Once when we get the oil change light lit up on our dash, many of us may ignore it. I've ignored it at times, and I'm even a mechanic. But I've lucked out so far, because the longer that oil is getting heated and cooled over and over and over again, that the oil actually doesn't quite do its job as good as the new oil. I change my oil every 3,000 miles. There's manufacturers that say 10,000 miles. I don't trust it. I'll still change my oil every 3,000 miles. The reason being is because that's how I know that I am taking great care of my engine. The oil is taken being taken care of as best as I can. Everything is being lubed. And my oil isn't getting anything weird in there. But then I'm also, while I do my oil change, I also look at the oil filter. I fill up the wash reservoir. I make sure that my windshield wipers are good. I even check tires, rotate tires, and it's just preventative maintenance, which is very important if you're wanting to get the most out of your money, most out of your vehicle that you could possibly get. As you take that time and get these oil changes done on a regular basis. For my Chevy Cruze, it says I could get 7,000 miles. I still try to change it every 3,000 miles. It's either in between 3,000 and 5,000 miles. But most of the miles that I put on is highway, and so it's not a whole lot of cooling, starting up, cooling down. The engine isn't keep on fluctuating in between, isn't revving up constantly, up and down, up and down. It's typically running in between 2,000 to 2,500 RPMs, and so I may wait till 5,000 miles. But typically when I change the oil on my Cruze, it is right around the oil life that is still left is right around 38%. But like if I change it at the 3,000 mile mark, it's typically right around the 48%. So it's just pretty much 50%. But I do it because that's what I've done to all of my vehicles that I've ever owned, and I've never once had a major problem with either my engine or anything else. And so I really hope that now you have a general idea of being able to do an oil change. The oil change on each and every vehicle is most likely very similar. Sometimes now on the newer cars they have rain protectors and stuff. They're typically very easy to take off, where they'll even put little slots where it's a clip and you'll undo the oil plug and have access to the oil filter right there. It's very easy. Check it out. It's cost effective. It's cheap. And even if you have the question of, well, where can I put my oil? You could go bring it to O'Reilly's or Vance and get it dumped there for free. And so it's like a win-win. You don't have to sit there and wait at a shop for 2 hours, 3 hours to get it done, when you could have it done honestly in 30 minutes and checking absolutely everything, checking your coolant level, your power steering level, just looking at all those other things like, oh, okay, I got a leak. And there's other things that shops may overlook, or they might try to sell you on something else and they're not being completely honest as we would expect them to be. And so I hope that you guys will actually start to consider into looking into seeing how easy it is. But I get it. Time is time. Warranties are warranties. I respect it. I just thought that it would be a great opportunity to be able to just give a little pointer, give the step-by-step directions with how it is done and with how easy it is. May God bless you guys.